Whole sports all plays. Yeah. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Whole
All right, everybody. Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show. I'm Chris Gonzalez. He's Tony Gonzalez. We're having some technical difficulties. For some reason, the intro froze up and none of it would play.
Well, it wasn't playing on ours, but it was still playing on mine, it looked like.
It was probably a little bit of a delay, though.
Yeah.
So, all right. Hey, how's it going, Glenn?
Big Glenn.
I did not do. I went 3-3 last night in my picks.
I did too.
1-1 in the NBA because I had the Pacers on the spread. Even though they lost, they covered the spread, but they should have won that game. A bit before we were on, but I usually don't complain about refs much or say the refs cost the team a game, but I did feel after that game that the change the outcome of that game. There was at least 3, in my opinion, bad calls there in the last minute of that game. The kickball, it wasn't a kickball, killed us because you can't challenge whether it was, you can't challenge that, which makes no sense. Why can't you challenge whether it was a kickball or not? But it was at that point, it's a tie game with like 30, 40 seconds left. Pacers getting ready to go on a fast break. 3-on-2, 3-on-1 break. Probably going to get at least 2 there, take the lead, and that changes everything. Instead, you call a kickball, then whatever his name is, DeFicenzo or however you pronounce it, hits a 3. Now Pacers are down 3. Then DeFicenzo took. I think it might have been Nimhart or Neesmith. He set a screen basically with his arms out. I mean, it was should have been an offensive foul, illegal screen.
Yeah.
They don't call that, but then you call a cheap one on Turner.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Pacers again had a chance to get
down one, a chance to
win the game. It was what 12, 13 seconds left. But yeah, I thought the refs really were terrible at the end, and I think that hurt the Pacers a lot. But now the Pacers have to bounce back tomorrow and play, but it has to be more aggressive. You can't only take 6 shots in a game. He's supposed to be our guy, our star, and I understand he's great at pass, and his assists are great, but he has to be a little more aggressive shooting. He has to take more than 6 shots a game. I know the defense. They're keying on him and making it tough, but they have to find a way to get him more shots.
I agree, 100%. Yeah, the referees. I was keeping track of the game. I was watching Monday Night Raw, but pretty cool. McAfee was going off pretty good.
Well, listen to most people talk about it today. Almost everybody feels the same about it.
Yeah,
that don't happen too often. But yeah, that was a game that I kind of felt slipped out of the Pacers' hands and would have been a big win to get that first game of that series, especially with Halliburton only having 6 points and only taking 6 shots. You get able to get a win, but in a way, Pacers have to come. It sucks to lose, but it has to come out feeling kind of good because you should have won that game, and your star didn't have his best game. So they're going to have to start doubling Brunson, I think, a little earlier. But I mean, yeah, if he gets his and you can take care of everybody else too, to a point. I mean, if you look at it, their defense played good enough to win that game. But I'm getting on the refs. But the Pacers did have 2 turnovers there in the last 2-3 minutes. I think last 2.5 minutes of that game, they had a couple turnovers that hurt them because they were up by, or in the last 4 minutes, there's about 5 minutes left. They were up by 5, and they turned the ball over twice. And the Knicks went on like a 7-0 run or something. 9-0 run, and it took a 4-point lead. But then Pacers were able to tie it back up. But them couple turnovers there hurt them.
Yeah, I agree. He got outscored in the fourth quarter, 9 points. I mean,
yeah, but a few of them might not happen if the calls were where they probably wouldn't. That was a 5-point swing.
Yeah, that's true.
Then I had Nuggets against the Wolves. That didn't turn out real well at all. The Timberwolves were impressive last night. Not having defensive player of the year, probably Gobert, and their defense was just smothering all night. Denver couldn't get anything going. Hell, it was like midway through the third quarter. I don't even think they barely had 40 points. I mean, they
scored 80. So
yeah, they were. But yeah, that defense was real impressive, and they had the Nuggets all frustrated. I mean, hell, Jamal Murray throwing things on the court. Did you see the coach go out? I don't know how he didn't get a technical. Yeah. He didn't get a technical foul for that.
Yeah, I know. I heard about it.
Middle of the court, nose to nose with the referee going crazy. I thought for sure he's going to get a technical. I think Stevie thought he was going to get thrown out. Yeah. I kind of thought that in a way, but like at least a technical. They didn't give him nothing. And Murray, during the game, I don't think he didn't get nothing either for throwing through a heating pad or whatever onto the court. But if you watch, the Nuggets were just, I mean, they were whining and crying the whole night. I think Minnesota, what we'd say in wrestling, mentally broke them.
I think they did.
Yeah, Denver was mentally broke. They were, I mean, you could tell the body language. It was all they were worried about was whining and crying to the referees about fouls and stuff. And Minnesota took them out of their game. I had Denver winning this series. I'm not going to say the series is over, but Denver stuck themselves a big hole losing both games at home. But they need to win this next. They got to win game 3, and try to get some momentum going. If they can win game 3, then I mean you're basically right back in it. But yeah, they lose game 3, they're in trouble.
I agree. Yeah, they got to win game 3 or it's over. In hockey, man, I think what happened, what we thought was Florida, all that time off, they got killed 5-1. That can make a difference. We'll see if they can rebound.
That Bruins goalie is playing out his mind right now. But yeah, it seemed like maybe that time off for the Panthers hurt them because they were looking real good in that first round of the playoffs and couldn't get nothing going. What was it, 5-1, 6-1?
5 or 6, yeah, I can't remember. I thought it was 5.
I think it might have been 5. And then in baseball, I went 2-1.
2-2.
I had the Twins at the +1.5. They won the game. Mets beat the Cardinals. I had the Mets. The game I lost was the Brewers. I had the Brewers beating the Royals, and the Royals beat the Brewers. So that put me at 3-3 because I had the hockey wrong. I had the Panthers in that one. So.
I'll take it back. I went 3-2 in baseball. I won 3. I had 5 in baseball, 1 in the NHL, which I lost NHL. Yeah, the Dodgers right. I got Texas right and Philadelphia right, but lost the Cubs and lost St. Louis. See, Big Glenn says he's going to meet Richard Petty here.
Yeah.
Just a few hours. That's cool.
He always has something going.
Oh, he's the next couple of weeks. He's busier than heck.
Bet you he was enjoying that NASCAR race the other night. Though.
Yep.
That was a good race.
It was.
All right. Well, tonight, if I get it to pull up, got first game one of Cavs and Celtics. An NBA night playoffs continue. The Celtics, as of earlier, were 12.5-point favorites. Once it comes up, I'll make sure it still has, or that it hasn't changed. I think the Celtics win this game, but I'm going to take the Cavs in the points. I just think 12.5 points is a lot of points in a playoff game. I think Celtics win this series, but it's 12.5 points is a lot of points. And then you have the Mavs and Thunder game one as well. Let's see, it's still 12.5. Yes, Boston is a 12.5-point favorite. They're minus 700 on the money line. Cavs are plus 500 on the money line. Over under is 211.5. I'm going to take the Cavs at the plus 12.5. And then OKC and the Thunder and the Mavericks. Thunder are 3.5-point favorites at home. Minus 166 on the money line. The Mavericks are plus 140 on the money line. Over unders at 218. I'm gonna go with the Mavericks at the plus 3.5 here. Yeah, I think the Mavericks. I think the Mavericks are gonna win this game. We're win the game tonight.
So, how are you liking the Mavericks' chances of winning the series?
I think the Mavs are gonna win this series.
Yeah.
I think they'll lose the next series, whether it's Minnesota or Denver. But I do think the Mavs are going to beat by OKC. I think the experience with Luka and Kyrie is going to be big going against the young team of the Thunder. And the Mavs have been playing better on the defensive end as well here lately. So
yeah, Kyrie's playing good right now.
So yeah, I like them. I like the Mavs in this series. Hockey, Hurricanes and Rangers, game 2. Rangers are up 1-0. I'm going to take the Rangers at home, even though they're an underdog at home. Kind of surprised me that they're an underdog at home, especially up 1-0. But I'm going to take the Rangers, and then I'm going to take the Stars in the game 1 against the Avalanche. I think the Stars just finishing their series, not having no rest, is going to be an advantage, kind of like we saw last night.
Yeah, that's true. Well, the Carolina and the Rangers both had rest. I don't think it affected the Rangers as much because I think the other team had rest too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. I went with the Rangers and I went with Dallas.
And Dallas, I mean, they played a good series to get by Vegas. So
I'm gonna root for Dallas.
They're playing well.
So they put out my Vegas team, so I'm gonna root for Dallas.
Get some stuff signed, get a picture.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good day, Glenn.
Yep. I agree.
Baseball. I ended up going with 4 games in baseball today. First one, Texas Rangers at the Oakland Athletics. I'm going to take the Rangers on the money line. I want my phone. The Rangers are minus 124 on the money line. Over under is 8 runs. But I like the Rangers on the money line. Then you have the Angels and Los Angeles Angels at the Pittsburgh Pirates. I'm going to take the Pirates on the money line in that game. Pirates have a little bit of a pitching advantage with the starters. So I like the Pirates there. Arizona Diamondbacks at the Cincinnati Reds. Reds coming off a tough series against the Orioles.
Yeah.
Got swept. They need to get some momentum going. The Diamondbacks are the favorite at minus 130. Reds are plus 110. I'm going to take the Reds at the plus 1.5 on the run line. Reds have Montas on the mound. The Diamondbacks have Gallen on the mound, so it should be a pretty good battle between the pitchers. Both of them are pretty good. But I like the Reds at the plus 1.5. And in my last game, I'm going to take the Philadelphia Phillies find the game here. I want to make sure nothing's changed. There it is. I'm going to take the Philadelphia Phillies on the money line at home against the Toronto Blue Jays. They're minus 112 on the money line. Blue Jays are minus 104 on the money line, so this game's almost a pick 'em. I like the pitching matchup for the Phillies with Sanchez on the mound, so I'm going to go with the Phillies on the money line there.
Yeah, my MLB MLB picks for tonight. I think Cincinnati's just going to beat Arizona. So I want Cincinnati money line at home against Arizona. I want on the road Baltimore money line against. Baltimore playing? I had them down Arizona. I must roll Arizona down twice. Can you see who Baltimore playing? Because I wrote down Arizona twice on my picks for some reason.
Baltimore plays the Nationals.
Okay. Yeah, I went with Baltimore at Washington. Baltimore money line. I went with the Yankees money line at home against Houston, and I went with Atlanta at home money line against Boston.
All right. Well, did you have anything else for today?
Just wanted to tell people, hey, if Monday Night Raw last night, man, there was a killer match on there, Dragunov and Ricochet. If you haven't seen it, search that out. Also, another match in the main event was Sheamus and Gunther. It was crazy too. So two really, really great matches on Raw last night. Raw was a real good show last night. So check that out. And I seen Meltzer crying the blues. Wednesday night, AEW is in, I believe, Edmonton. And the hockey team plays not at home, but away. But they're right next to the building where they normally play. And there's going to be a watch party there. And there's going to be 20,000 people there. He's already crying the blues. And he thinks people that's got tickets for the wrestling show are not going to even show up. They're going to go to the free hockey party. And he's crying the blues. They had sold about 4,000 tickets out of the 4,600 that they set up. And now he's worried that there's not going to be much of a crowd and the traffic is going to be horrible and people's not going to come. So he's already making excuses for AEW. He was online for Wednesday night because that's a all Canadian. That's Canucks and
yeah. But if it was WWE, that all them people would be trying to say that WWE can't even draw over something free or a free hockey thing where the team ain't even there.
Well, they was
know what I mean? They be trying to make
hammering WWE.
They try to make WWE look bad,
and maybe they have a point. Maybe they don't. I don't know. But I know WWE this weekend, a couple of the King of the Ring matches are going to be on house shows, and they announced that, but they didn't announce which house shows. And they said, well, that's dumb. Why didn't they announce the house shows? You could sell more tickets possibly if you announced the house shows and they were coming down on them. And if it was AEW did that, everybody would be yelling and screaming and all this stuff.
Glenn said Meltzer's a dumbass.
He is a dumbass. I agree with that. But I think it's a smart move to put some matches on the house show. I mean, you got a 16-man tournament and a 16-woman tournament.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the only thing. I thought Raw was good last night and interesting.
All right. If you missed GWR last night, go check it out. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. Like and follow Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all Gonzo Sports Room as well. We appreciate everybody watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Let's see if this works.